What is up, everyone? I hope you're keeping safe and well amidst the madness that is going on around the world. Now, I'm sure many of you or most of you are aware that the COVID vaccines are starting to be rolled out across different countries, and in many ways this signals a great sign. But if the truth be told, I don't believe that this vaccine is going to solve the problem of the pandemic anytime soon. I believe this for a variety of reasons, least of which because of the fact that the virus seems to be mutating at an ever-increasing rate, and so any vaccine that's administered today could be deemed ineffective within just a few months. So with this in mind, I've come to the conclusion that we cannot rely on the vaccine to keep us healthy and protect us from this virus. And so in order to protect ourselves, we have to take matters into our own hands. And so with this in mind, I've come up with 5 tips on ways that you can help to support your body, support your immune system, and protect yourself against COVID-19 or any other sickness. So to start with, number 1 is eat good food. There is a very strong link between nutritional intake and immunity against pathogens. So one of the best things that you can do is try and build your diet around eating those foods that are coming from whole, natural food sources and avoiding highly processed, sugary, oily, salty foods. When preparing your vegetables, try and make dishes like salads that require little or no cooking, because in some cases cooking your vegetables can lead to the loss of important nutrition and vitamins. Every day you should try and eat a mix of foods coming from whole grains like brown rice and legumes, and just a small portion of your food coming from animal sources. Aside from eating all the foods that I just already mentioned, it's also important to avoid a whole bunch of other foods. I like to follow a very simple rule of avoiding what I call nutritional SOS. SOS stands for salt, oil, and sugar. Basically, you want to avoid those highly processed foods that are high in those 3 ingredients. If you follow these simple rules for eating a balanced, healthy diet, you're already going to be in a good place. If you're already eating like this, that's fantastic. So, number 2 on the list is get enough quality sleep. Sleep and the immune system are bidirectionally linked, which means that optimal immune function requires adequate sleep, while inadequate sleep will impair the immune system. Personally, I have made a huge difference in my daily energy levels and mental focus and physical performance just by focusing on getting my sleep in every night. Not only is it the amount of sleep, but the quality of sleep is very important as well. In short, sleep is super important for the immune system, but for practically every other bodily function as well. As Matthew Walker says in his excellent book, Why We Sleep, sleep is a universal healthcare provider, and it also comes with no fee. So, a few tips to try and improve your sleep and ensure you get as much quality sleep every single night. Tip number 1, make a sleep schedule and stick to it. By aiming to go to sleep at the same time every day, you are helping your body to get into more of a rhythm that it can expect and prepare to go to sleep every night. You've probably heard this one before, but try to avoid electronics before you go to bed. The bright blue light can stimulate your body and prevent the release of melatonin, which can make it harder to fall asleep. Lastly, get some exercise. Exercise will help to reduce stress and help you fall asleep faster and easier every night. And so that leads me on to point number 3, which is exercise. Like sleep, exercise is one of those things that pretty much helps improve all of the bodily functions, which makes it vital in ensuring the optimal functioning of the immune system. But the amazing thing about exercise is it doesn't matter really what you do. It doesn't matter how hard you work out or how intense your routine is. What is really important is the fact that you're just doing something. anything at all to increase your heart rate and get your body moving. When it comes to working out and exercising, it can really be as simple as going for a walk. To guarantee that I'm getting some movement into my day, I try to walk for 10 to 15 minutes after every single meal. So this way I'm able to guarantee that I'm getting at least half an hour to 45 minutes of exercise without really making much effort. So if you're not currently already exercising, just try walking and increasing your steps daily and then working it up from there. Exercising doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be some hard, intense workout. It just has to be some sort of movement that you do on a daily basis. Tip number 4 is to ease your mind. Since the start of the pandemic, I've seen a lot of fear from people who are seemingly petrified of this virus. Even with vaccines coming out now, people are fearful of the vaccine itself. But all this fear and anxiety only makes matters worse, as it puts the body in a state of stress and tension, which negatively impacts the immune system. As a way to prevent this anxiety and stress from creeping up, I highly recommend some sort of meditation practice. Meditation can seem sometimes a little bit esoteric and out of reach, where some people see meditation as this special thing where you have to go and sit cross-legged like a monk and expel all thoughts from your mind. But I believe that meditation can be a lot more simple than that, and it is simply the act of observing one's mind. All you have to do is sit comfortably however you feel, close your eyes and observe your mind. If there's something that's been bothering you, it's very likely that that is what is going to come up, and that's okay. Sit with the thought and observe it until it moves on and the next thing arises, and then sit with that and observe that until that passes. This way you're able to work through any things that are concerning you or worrying you without constantly being distracted or being influenced by the outside world. Just doing this simple act of watching your thoughts as they arise can have a profound impact on your state of mind. By allowing yourself the time to work through these different thoughts can drastically reduce stress, anxiety, and help you to be more calm throughout the day. Of course, there are many different types of meditation practice, but if you currently don't have a practice yourself, I highly recommend just taking 5 or 10 minutes of your day, preferably in the morning, to just sit quietly and to observe your mind. Try this for 10 days in a row and see how you feel. My guess is that you'll feel much calmer, more relaxed, and at ease as we navigate our way through this crazy, mad world that we all live in. Finally, tip number 5 is get more vitamin D. Now, I won't get too much into the science of this because there's a lot to talk about, but if you are interested to learn more about the connection between COVID and vitamin D, I'll share some links down below. But since the start of the pandemic, there's been a lot of reports, studies, and research suggesting there's a high correlation between low levels of vitamin D and COVID-19 patient mortality. Quite simply, we ought to all be getting a lot more vitamin D. As you probably know, vitamin D comes from being outside in the sun, where our skin is then able to absorb the UV rays and convert that into vitamin D in our body. But the problem is now, with so many of us being told to stay inside and to avoid going out at all costs, we are all probably lacking in vitamin D quite substantially. So I suggest first, if possible, try to get a minimum of 10 to 20 minutes of sunlight per day. If you really can't get out, or you're in a country where the sun don't shine, well, you can always get a vitamin D supplement to help top up your levels. And so that's it, folks. Those are my 5 top tips for building up your immune system and giving your body all of the things it needs to be able to perform at an optimal level. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Do follow me more, because I'm planning to bring out more of these sort of videos talking about health and wellness and how you can take care of yourself to best navigate this world that we're in. Thank you so much for watching the video. Love and peace.